Okay, and we're on. So we have started these sessions of advanced trainings on SuperTeacher, but also on teaching independently in general 2 weeks ago. And I'm so glad some of you like that were there from the beginning. I actually did give a late note for the first and the second one. So I'm glad to see both Nicole and Allison joining us today. Let me see if I haven't missed someone. Yeah, I think, yeah, I mentioned everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ivy. I'm the founder of SuperTeacher, but first and foremost, I'm a teacher. I'm a special educator, and I used, sorry, to work with special education children for years. And then I kind of decided to switch to something that's going to be less challenging on me. It was supposed to be like a break from my regular job, but then it turned into an exciting adventure. I used to teach with companies like Dada, Go Kid, and some companies working with adults like Topic and Native, Ingu, and so on. And yeah, since the Chinese market crashed with the double reduction policy, I, along with a few teacher friends, started working on SuperTeacher. So the idea was to build something for ourselves, and in time it kind of worked out that other teachers found out about it, and they were like, wow, this looks interesting, that could be useful to everybody, so we decided to open up. And that's how we're here today. Yeah. um, so in the last two trainings, we talked more about creating coupons for self-marketing. If you are interested, I will be more than happy to share the replay on it. I will share the links afterwards because I haven't prepared them. Full honesty, always. And the second session was on using our group classes feature to kind of scale up your teaching business. And no matter if you have if you have already started teaching independently, I think it can be useful to think in terms what your niche is, how you can use your overall skills. Maybe you're coming from a public school, so you're used to group classes. I'm not. I used to work in very small groups of 5 to 6 kids, in a special education settings and shelters, very, very different and specific. So I normally teach one-on-one classes, but there is an option for that as well. And today we're going to focus on how to create an actual class offer using all the different options you can use on SuperTeacher. So on SuperTeacher or anywhere, but SuperTeacher is different because it gives you the teacher page with all of these offers on kind of one page available to everybody. Is you can offer one-on-one classes, group classes, as mentioned before, class packages, subscription-based classes. This is going to be rolled out in a week or two tops, and self-paced courses. Feel free to stop me at any point. I'm just trying to keep myself focused so I can give more value while presenting. But just let me know whenever you have any question or want to go back or check something. So here are some main recommendations I gathered when creating your one-on-one class offer. So once you do a profile setup, you have already, I guess you discovered these little tabs, the dashboard, right? And so here you can actually create your class offer by setting up the categories and prices. That means you can add a language or anything else. If you find that something is not listed here, just let us know and it will be added in no time. That's how we keep on adding things. There's nothing prepared in advance. As teachers come, they say, oh, I can see this curriculum. Oh, I teach longer classes, so we just can adjust easily. So for example, I have English here. This is my demo profile. So here you set up your one-on-one class offer. Currently, the prices are in GBP. Very soon, and you're going to be notified in a timely manner, like at least 5 days in advance. We're going to switch to USD. So when you do this setup, that means your single class price is going to be visible on your teacher profile. Let me open my demo teacher profile, just a second, from the student perspective, so you can see. This is a good place to show you where to grab your teacher profile to see it and preview it at any point as a student. Can you still see my screen, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a little link that says refer a student URL. You can just click copy and open it in another tab right next to your profile dashboard where you're already logged in. So this will give you the view as a student. So this single class price is reflected on your calendar. When a student comes to book class with you, they can either, we talked about all the options, how they can purchase classes with you. And the first one is one-on-one class. The first recommendation on this is to put your top price as one-on-one class. Let's say you're used to maybe $10 or $20 per class, but you used to earn that in a class package, or you want to earn that in a class package. You have to make sure that your one-on-one class price here is as high as you want it to be. So it is a marketing trick as well, when the student is able to see your full price and then they just scroll up and see the packages and they actually can realize that there is a discount if they do purchase a package. So this price should be the highest possible. I mean, you can put 100, anything you want. You never know. Maybe somebody will come and it will be cheap for them. So it's always a good strategy. Everybody confirmed I talked to. I just did a little survey with like 10 or 20 teachers on that. And this is something they all agree on. Also, you can create coupons we learned about before, and you can apply it on a single class. Let's say your class is too high for the student. They let you know. You can create a coupon for them and give them a little discount. You can say, okay, I'm going to offer you a 10%, 30, 50, 100. It's up to you. Discount for this first class. And if you like me and if you want to continue, then I can offer a class package. If it's too much still, I can put you in a group. So you can kind of use all the tools available to still grab that student, however it works for you and them both. The idea is that it's convenient for both, right? But you can still have your availability for a single class and then go from there, kind of offer more than one option to them. And you can create packages and also include the discount. For example, I personally offer my class prices $1 a minute because that's what my students told me once I started after Go. Okay, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it's not to mention that, but this is just my, the way it works. Not for everybody. I do have European students, so it's way lower than that. It's around 15 euros. So I just kind of ask them. I'm very honest, as a person and maybe that's not good for business, but I do tell them, ask around, ask your friend, and if they're genuinely interested, they're gonna let me know the correct prices. Or I would tell, okay, my teacher friends charge this. Let's go for an average price, when I was exploring the European market, for example. And the parent was more than happy to let me know, wow, that's okay. That's a good price. I also checked. It's very good. It's even, better than, the lowest or what they expected or something like that. So when it comes to one-on-one class offer, make sure to put your top class price, create a coupon. You can learn to do that through the video guides we have and offer a package discount. Do you have any other thoughts or ideas on how do you normally offer your one-on-one classes? Are they free? Do you offer like the highest price you have, or what strategies do you use? Yeah, if anyone can want to
Mm,
share. Mhm.
uh, so the platform that I was using, that I'm currently using as well, is Preply. So my price personally varies seasonally,
Mhm.
supply and demand. So my usual price is $30,
Mhm.
because I'm certified with OET, and so I have the certificates to prove it. But especially at end of December, beginning January, it's a bit quiet, so I reduced it to 25.
Mhm.
And I just decided about a week ago that I have more time available. I opened up more slots and I decreased it again to $20 per
Mhm.
hour.
Mhm.
So mine is very seasonal, but I won't go less than $20.
Mhm. That's good. So you have your lowest price. That's also super important, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and because if you have parents who want to bargain or, haggle with you, you can just say, okay, I can't go lower than that. I can recommend someone else or yeah.
I actually do that. I do that, but it's something you have to know your worth. And
Mhm.
as soon as the students see that they can push you to go lower,
Mhm.
um, they start doubting your abilities as well.
Yeah, I've seen that working out very badly when it comes to also renewing those kinds of students. Like I've heard and I've got questions from teachers like, oh my God, I agreed on this price, but now after the package is over, 15, 30 classes, they again expect some kind of a special discount or something. So it's not when we don't start on the right foot. I mean, we are learning. I mean, we are just, teachers. We don't have all the business skills and everything. We are learning as we go, right? But that's why I thought it's useful to kind of put some kind of recommendations that might work even better. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Sorry. When it comes to group class offer, here are some ideas of the ways you can use them. A lot of teachers offer one-time group classes, and they can be set up as free or paid. What I've seen usually is free classes are used to promote themselves. And that means using your regular students and asking them to come join a group class for free and invite their friends to kind of have a group class together. And after that, they would reach out to the parents, or parents would reach out to them and discuss one on one classes. And I really love that. And teachers say that really works. The other way you can use them is to reward your students if they're free. Let's say you have a regular student, like I sometimes do that. I don't like, I'm not very experienced in group class setup with kids. I did teach group classes with adults, so I still don't dare. Maybe I will go down that route when I have time. Sorry for the ramble. Yeah, but yeah, parents, for example, love to be included. I've noticed that some parents love their child to be included in at least one or another kind of activities, other than one-on-one sessions. So for regular students, I don't charge those group classes. That's my own decision. I just invite them, or I invite the two regulars to have a group session. And then a kind of a reward experience, especially if they're at the same level. I just turn it into a meet and greet and talking about the lesson. If you want to offer them as paid, they're a great way to prompt your regular students to actually use their class credits. So on SuperTeacher, I've noticed parents don't pay attention. I'm not sure if this is everybody's experience, but once they pay for a package, they don't think about if it's going to be a single one-on-one class or a group class. I've seen that with my students, with some of them. I talked before in one of the trainings. Well, it happened so that during a live webinar, I just created a demo group class. And during the webinar, two of my parents actually booked the class. And I was like, the group session. I was like, oh no, that was just, I was just joking. I was just creating something, and I eventually canceled it because I was not ready. It was like starting in 3 hours or something like that, and they did want to join, and they did use their class credit, from the package they purchased. And because in the package you don't have to say if it's going to be one on one or a group class. So you think about all the options just to stay open-minded. Like, okay, if you discuss with them, if they ask you specifically for a one-on-one class. If not, you can create a monthly package or a semester or however you want. That's interesting. Also, group classes are great for lower paid prospects. Let's say they reach out, you have a child class, they say, you're awesome, but the class is too expensive. Again, you can say, why don't you find a friend or a family member to join you and split the cost? Or I'm going to lower the price for you if you bring on another student so you can earn a little bit more, right? So it can work that way as well. Some teachers are using them as program-based courses. For example, I've seen teachers doing um, advanced grammar course, and they will fix the schedule for 3 months, twice a month, and offer that as a kind of package. But actually, it's an ongoing group session. That's very interesting. So they are topic-based. Then some teachers are using group classes for tutoring, for home practice. They do have regular students, and they just say, if you need help with your homework, with your school, I can offer a group session if you have friends. That's another great way to kind of attract their friends and family, their classmates. So even though they're not in a one-on-one session with you, they can still join if they share class, right? So that's something that I found also very interesting. And for workshops, or I'm by workshops, I also meant like special occasion groups. For example, there is one teacher offering Christmas workshops every year, or Chinese New Year special, or Children's Day, or Mother's Day workshop, and they create cards or anything like that. Do you have any other strategies not mentioned here? Is this useful for now? Yeah.
Very useful. I'm only aware of the program-based courses, which is something that I offer
Mm-hmm.
based on a need that I've seen with adult students. But you're giving me more ideas. So
Mm-hmm.
thanks, Ivy.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. This is super nice to hear. And that was the main goal for me, just to prompt us, everyone, to think about what we can do. It's not just one-on-one teaching. Maybe it pays out the most, but why not earn more as we go? And if we have just one student to begin with, look, Deb, I remember you mentioned you have 3 students, right? If that's okay to mention.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine them going back to schools. The holiday's over. I am sure they have a friend who struggles. If you uh, do tutoring, or if you do want to offer, like, bring on your school textbooks, right? You can ask,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna help you. Bring on your friends. They don't have to commit. This is gonna be a one-time thing, or every Saturday over the holiday, something along those lines. So why
That's
not?
a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not try, especially
Mm-hmm.
holidays or weekends, if you are willing to open your schedule to that? Not me. Sorry. I'm just like, yeah, I work on Saturdays but not Sundays, so yeah. It's just me. um when it comes to, I just added this little slides you can have for later. I won't go that much into marketing. I'm not a specialist, to be honest. I'm not an expert in that, but I'm just sharing what I've seen. And so far, I think covered all of the points here. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing we haven't mentioned is the way you can name them, the way you can promote and name your offer, which I find is really important. Like, it's not just group class with teacher Ivy, which I do. I'm not very creative in that, but I do gather, other teachers' ideas, and I'm like, wow, I've never thought about that. Let's move on to subscription-based classes. So in a week or two after launching a few updates, very important, that are ongoing right now on the platform, we're going to include the ability for teachers to add class credits within the course builder we have. This is only my demo account. So it says Phonics Planet level 1, for example. And let's find a subscription-based one if I do have. So it would either say buy now or subscribe. So through this feature, the only difference is the parent doesn't have to buy a big package, like 40, 30 classes, but you will be able to include a fixed class credit within a month. So you will, because that's something the teachers were asking for, and we didn't have the option anywhere on the platform. So we thought this is convenient because everybody who subscribes, they get access to all the lesson materials. We felt like it's the least struggle for you. You know, you don't have to, they can just access it anytime because they're subscribed, and they will be able to book classes from there to use the class credits one-on-one again, or group, however they want, however you organize that. So no matter how you want to allow them to use the class credit, it just means you will be able to charge them monthly. Yeah, what do you think about this idea? I've had Jillian and Katie and a few more like teachers who talked to many teachers, and they said this is something that maybe is going forward, maybe it's going to be the better strategy for all of us. You know, having in mind how the situation is changing every day, and parents maybe don't want to commit to classes longer than a month, or maybe they can pay, so they can cancel, skip. But that also means you will have, for me personally, I think it's a better strategy to have more stable income on monthly basis. I shared before, sorry for repeating myself, that, but I did sell 2 packages of 90 classes, and that was a bad decision because at one point, both students scaled down to 1 class a week. And one of them even took a leave for like 2 months. And now I'm stuck. I mean, I'm gonna do my job, of course, but it's not the best strategy, right? Now, one of them, after a year, they still have 30 classes left. And that was, yeah, not the smartest thing to do, obviously.
Do you think that if you had to do like a 90 class package, do you think that you could put like a terms and conditions that it would have to be used within 1 year or
Sure.
6 months?
Of course, I just didn't. Of course, I highly recommend.
Okay.
And on that note, I also wanted to say about the monthly subscription. I actually did list it here, but most definitely I was not, it was new to me. And they were coming from a company, the trust was there. They were like, Ivy, let's take care of this once a year. The plan was like, we're going to use these classes in a year, but we never talked further than that. I never thought. And then life happened. Yeah, most definitely. So that would be excellent. So that's why I mentioned it here. Your terms and policies, like make sure if you do offer them monthly class credits, just state in the course. It's also perfect because they can actually read them within the offer. You can say you have to use the class credits. You can reschedule once a month, or you can cancel. However, your policy is better. Yeah, I think you always have the option to reschedule class if you do want to. They have the option to cancel class 24 hours in advance. And so, but you can always list a note to the parent. The classes are not, transferable. They can't, transfer the class credits. That would be very smart. Good. Most definitely. And the last one is self-paced courses. That's the course builder I mentioned, but we are going to add the live classes option as well to include. They're great for passive income, but I recommend them for teachers who already have a stable student base. If you want to start teaching independently, and I mean earning online by creating self-paced courses, I think I've talked about this with many teachers, and that's not the best strategy, because it all comes to marketing. How are you going to market yourself if you don't have a student base, or high marketing skills, or you don't want to invest in that? but they're good to diversify your income streams, right? Maybe the last thing to kind of underline is your strategy, and it should relate to where you are at this moment in your independent teaching journey, which approach to pick. If you're just starting, packages and single classes and maybe group classes as a free option is what I would recommend. I mean, one single group class to attract students if you do want to scale up. If you're just starting, a word of mouth, creating coupons, like different strategies, maybe that's totally also a new story. I don't want to keep you any much longer than yeah. But just think about where you are at this point and what you want to achieve. I think you will figure it out all out now when you have like all the options together, right? Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you. This was
you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
It was lovely meeting you all.
Same. Talk soon. Let me know whenever you need me, or if you come out with another idea or anything regarding the trainings. I'm more than open to. Yeah.
That will be great. Right. Have a lovely evening, ladies,
All
and I'll
right.
speak to you soon.
See you
Take
next.
care. See you.
Okay, bye.